Kalo na janati tava jananam. Kalo na janati tava samapanam. Drushto maya tava mahakaraha yogeshwara kala kala. Yogeshwara kala kala. Andarku namaskaram.
Sadhguru.
Namaskaram.
నమస్కారం అండి. మా కర్నూలు ఇక్కడ మీరు వచ్చినందుకు చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నారు.
మీరే కదా హీరో, ఇక్కడ నేను కదా.
అయితే చాలామందికి తెలియంది, నాకు పొద్దున వాళ్ళు తెలిసింది మీరు తెలుగువారని. అఫ్ కోర్స్ మనం అందరం ఇండియన్స్ ఫస్ట్ అయినా కూడా మీరు తెలుగువారు అవడం చాలా సంతోషం, చాలా గర్వంగా ఉంది. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ది ఆనర్ ఆఫ్ మై లైఫ్ టు బీ హియర్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ యూ. అండ్ ఏంటి వినిపించట్లేదా? ఒక్క నిమిషం గైస్.
This one, too much bass. No, bring it close. Yeah.
సద్గురు ఒక్కసారి కరెక్ట్గా ఉందనగానే నేను
Please.
సో ఇక్కడ మా యూత్ చాలామంది ఉన్నారు. బేసిక్గా సేవ్ సాయిల్ అనేది మాకు ఎమోషనల్గా తెలుసు, కానీ ఒక్కసారి మా యూత్కి అర్థమయ్యేటట్టుగా ప్లీజ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద సేవ్ సాయిల్ టు అస్.
See, human emotion is very important because without Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Human emotion is very important because if you do not have some emotion towards something, you will not invest your life in it. Without your emotions embracing something, you cannot be invested in it seriously. You may think about something, but thought is on this today, tomorrow that. Emotion is not like that. Once it embraces something, your life gets invested in that. So in that sense, this audio is crazy. Hello? Yeah, keep it there, okay? Don't change anything, it's fine. So in that sense, all of them being emotional about soil is very important. But at the same time, we must remember that emotion is not a solution. Emotion gets us invested in a direction. After that, sense has to prevail. You can fall in love with somebody, but once you get married, you have to handle things properly, otherwise it won't work. You can fall in love madly, but marriage cannot be done madly, has to be done sensibly. This is just like that. You can go mad about soil, When it comes to action, it has to be sensible action, otherwise it won't work. So what is it that we are talking about? See, Albert Einstein said something very disparaging about Indians. He said, Indians cannot think 15 minutes ahead. I want to prove that he met the wrong Indians. Hello? No, only 27.5 people are clapping. Did Albert Einstein said, Indians cannot think 15 minutes ahead. Did he meet the wrong Indians or no? So this is important, that when it comes to an action of this scale, that our action should be strategically correct. If there is no strategic thinking, emotionally you go today and do something, it's not going to last. After 3 days you'll be tired and you'll give it up. So when I talk about strategy, right now Save Soil movement is at that phase where the world should speak about it. Soil should become the conversation on the planet. When I started in London, a lady journalist came to interview me and she said, Sadhguru, she's been following me for some time. She said, Sadhguru, what's happened to you? Why do you choose something like soil? It's the most unromantic thing. Who is going to support you for soil? See, today soil, soil, all of you are screaming. 3 months ago or 4 months ago, the word soil was not spoken even in international conventions coming together for climate change and global warming. They did not utter the word soil. What is the politics behind it, you find out. So, she said, Sadhguru, who is going to support you? Pick something else, soil is not going to work. But today, our social media metric is saying, without WhatsApp, because WhatsApp we cannot measure, nearly 3 billion people have spoken about soil. In the last 90+ days. This is important. This is an important phase of the campaign where people are invested in it. Why people being invested? These people, most of them, some of them may be farmers, but rest of them, they don't know what is farming, what will they do? In a democracy, people's voice is very important. See, our governments, elected governments in the world, in most nations, it is a term of 4 years. In our country, it is 5 years. In these 5 years, suppose you were the chief minister or prime minister or some minister. No, I'm just saying, if you were, even if you were acting, if you were elected to the office and you were given 5 years, tell me, would you focus on those things which will produce results within 5 years? Or would you focus on something which will bear results after 15, 20 years? Naturally within 5 years?
The natural thing is the 5 years.
Yes, that is what is happening in most democracies. Because people have never given a long-term mandate for the government. This does not mean you must elect them for 20 years, but you must express that you are ready for long-term policies. When have in any country, when have people of any nation, citizens of any nation, have ever said, we are concerned about the future of our country, we are concerned about the future of our children, we are concerned about the future generations. When has 60% of the population ever spoken? They're only talking, I want 2 rupees discount in the petrol price, I want 1% reduction in my income tax. This is the kind of stuff they're asking, and that's what they're getting. So it is time that the people stand up and say, we are concerned about the future of our state, our nation, our children and future generations. Because governments are not elected to do fantastic things. Governments are elected to fulfill people's mandate. Where is the mandate? This is the mandate. Save Soil movement is to get that mandate. Why I said 3.6 billion people is 5.26 billion people have franchise in the world, that means they can elect a government. If 3.6 billion people speak, it is 60% of the electorate on the planet. We wrote to 730 political parties across the world and we said, you must make soil a part of your election manifesto, which is beginning to happen. Most parties are now including soil as a part of their manifesto. Soil has to become an important part of governance. Soil has to become an important of conversations in the society. If we don't do this now, we will be a very regretful generation in 20 years' time. So, this is the first stage. So, right now everybody will ask, Sadhguru, what shall I do? Roll up my sleeves, what shall I do? Go and fix your kitchen garden. That's very cute, but that's not a solution. Because nearly 71% of the world's arable land is farmed. That's where the problem is. Agricultural land means it's a piece of geography where every day human hand is tending to it on a daily basis. Men and women are working on it. If we can't fix that, what can we fix? Everybody likes to talk about rainforests, oceans, because they've never been there. They don't know what it is. Simply it's fashionable in the society to talk about save the rainforest. No, agricultural land occupies the maximum amount of land on the planet, and it is a land where it is related to our nourishment, our survival, our economy, and daily human hand is on it. If you can't fix this, you can't fix anything. If you're only interested in conversations and debates, you can do that. If you want a solution, you must pick what you can fix. Soil, agricultural soil is that item that we can fix. So the most important aspect of Save Soil movement is, we are requesting the governments to separate soil from the other ecological issues. I am not saying the other issues are not important, but other issues have other issues. That is, other issues have industry, there are oil industry, there is coal industry, there is fertilizer industry, pesticide industry. You'll clash with them. Because these industries did not happen overnight. They took decades or a century to build. Now suddenly you say, close down, because some teenagers come on the street and scream, close down coal, close down diesel, close down this. How do you run everything? See, whether knowingly or unknowingly, all of us are part of this. All of us are part of this destruction. The only way around is all of us become part of the solution. Right now these lights are burning. Little they could not hear the audio, they'll shout. For this audio to get there, something is burning somewhere. Maybe coal or diesel or something is burning, right? So every one of us are partners in this. The only way to turn it around is everyone become partners in this. You may not be a farmer, you may never do farming in your life, but your voice and your intent is important in a democratic nation.
So Sadhguru, ఇప్పుడు మాలో చాలా మంది సిటీస్లో ఉంటూ ఉంటాం.
I don't know what… this is diffused.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
మాలో చాలా మంది సిటీస్లో ఉంటూ ఉంటాం. So many people work in banks. I'm an actor. So many people are not farmers. We are here because we want to know, what can we do on a daily basis to help this movement?
Raise your voice and raise your voice. Because if you go and fix your kitchen garden, that is not a solution. We've passed that stage. If you had asked me this question in 1960s, I would have spoken differently. But this is 2022, where we have come to a place, if you slip up without any action for another 25 years, you are in serious trouble. The kind of trouble that you can't get out of. See, right now on an average, according to UNFAO, 27,000 species of organisms are going extinct per year. Yes, you heard it right. It's 27,000 species, not organisms, going extinct. It is sliding down like that, the biodiversity. It is expected somewhere between 25 to 40 years that it could start tumbling down. When it tumbles, there is nothing you can do. It is sliding down, you can arrest the slide and push it back. But if it starts tumbling down, there is really nothing you can do.
ఇప్పుడు I have a couple of personal questions which I hope to get your guidance on. So recently my film Major released. వాళ్ళలో చాలా మంది సినిమా చూశారు.
Now I got you. If you watch this latest movie, that means you got a lot of time. You have to raise the voice for Save Soil, you got a lot of time.
So we made the film on the life of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan, who is one of the saviors of Mumbai in the 26/11 attacks. He was awarded the Ashok Chakra and it's a story on his life. My first request would be, is there any way in your extremely busy schedule I can show you this film?
If you come with whatever,
A laptop.
a digital device to the ashram, we can play it on the big screen for everybody there.
So, as I sat with his parents, now he was the only son to his parents. As I sat with his parents, నాకు వచ్చిన పెద్ద క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, what does it mean to be a soldier అనే క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది.
I hope everybody realizes what it means.
And you are so close to the armed forces of our country. I wanted to ask you, can you please tell our youth, what does it mean to be a soldier?
Well, I have nothing against whatever you're doing with your lives, but I want you to understand, you went to the cinema and sat for 2.5 hours because there are soldiers standing there and protecting our nation. Here, there are many people who think they are spiritual because they can close their eyes and sit. You can close your eyes and sit because there are soldiers standing on our border, sacrificing their life. Your children are going to school because there is some child out there who is willing to be orphaned. There is some father out there who is willing to orphan his own children. That is why your children are going to school. Your wife is all nicely dressed up and walking around. We're glad, but you must understand that's happening only because there is a man out there who is willing to widow his own wife. This is not a small thing. It's unfortunately… See, in India we have this issue. When I talk to people, I want all the young people to listen carefully and understand. Hello? Those of you who are talking by yourself, I want you to understand this, that anything that we are doing in our life today is possible only because somebody is defending this land all the time with their lives. And I also want you to understand that being a soldier does not mean he wants to die, but he is willing to die. It's a very big difference. Somebody wants to die, that is a different matter. That's a matter of frustration, disappointment, something else. Somebody wants to live, but he is willing to die for something that matters to everybody. That is a different affair altogether. So, when I'm talking to people, I'm hearing this. People think, especially in South India, all of you young people, especially in southern India, we have this problem. We think war happens on the border. War happens on the border because our brave soldiers have never let anybody come here. Otherwise, war would happen here in your town. In the past it's happened, isn't it? When the invaders came, They came deep inside and ravaged the place. Today, in the last 75 years, whatever wars happened only happened on the border because they are defending this country with their life. No matter what, they're not letting anybody come into the nation. So you must understand, wars don't happen on the border. The idea of war is to enter the nation, but somebody is stopping at the border. We must owe everything that we do in our lives, whether it's business, spirituality, cinema, studies, whatever you're doing, it's only because those men are standing there and willing to die for this nation.
నేను ఇదే ప్రశ్న మేజర్ సందీప్ గారు నాన్నగారిని అడిగాను బికాస్ హీ హ్యాడ్ లాస్ట్ హిస్ సన్ అండ్ హీస్ క్లోజ్ టు 80 years old. వెన్ ఐ ఆస్క్డ్ హిమ్, హీ సెడ్, సోల్జర్ అంటే ధైర్యంగా పోరాడటం కాదు, ప్రతి మనిషికి మనం ఉన్నామని ధైర్యం ఇవ్వడం. అండ్ ఐఎమ్ సో ప్రౌడ్ దట్ యూ ఎకో ఇన్ మెనీ లేయర్స్ ద సేమ్ ఎమోషన్ that a real soldier's father is feeling.
They're all my children too.
Now, I'm somebody who returned to India because I grew up in San Francisco. చిన్నప్పుడు నాకు తెలియని వయసులోనే గ్రీన్ కార్డు ఇవన్నీ జరిగిపోయాయి అనమాట. So I came to India by choice, not just for an acting career. I'm proud that I moved my parents back to India. I said, we want to come back to the motherland. It's very important to me. So something I used to wonder as a child, and I thought maybe you can, ఎందుకంటే ఫ్రాంక్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఈ రోజు దాకా నాకు దాని ఆన్సర్ దొరకలేదు. 100 years back, bharatam was from East Afghanistan to Bali to Ceylon. At independence time it became Pakistan, Burma, this Sri Lanka. Later, in other wars, Pakistan nibbled away on Kashmir a little bit. China nibbled away on Kashmir a little on Arunachal. My question to you is, what is India when the map keeps changing?
India is in the Committee of Nations, it's a political entity. But Bharat is a phenomenon. When I say a phenomenon, this is a phenomenon which has lasted for over 10,000–15,000 years. You know, just as a part of knowing this firsthand, before the war broke out in Syria, just before that, I drove from Beirut to Damascus, Iraqi border, Amman, all these places I personally drove. What I saw was, most of the major cities in Syria were set up only to tax the Indian traders. For example, Aleppo, which is an 8,000-year-old city, a living city, today unfortunately it's become all rubble, one of the most beautiful cities. Total rubble, it's become such a wonderful place and wonderful people, but today the media paints them as the most horrible people on the planet as if they want to kill everybody and kill themselves. I had such an immense and profound experience there. These cities were built mainly to tax Indian traders. If by tax, if they can build a massive city, just imagine what was the level of trade that was happening from India. So these trade routes are more than 8–10,000 years old. And it's not just trade, almost everywhere you go, right across Arabia, Eastern Europe, Central Asia, even today, there are remnants of temples of, the four-element temples. In place as far as France, there's a place called Brittany. Even now the people of Brittany worship the four elements, and they say they came from the Gangetic plain. I was just in Bulgaria, and people in Bulgaria saying they came from the Gangetic plain. Romania, all the people claiming they came from the Gangetic plains. So this entire region was Bharat. What Bharat meant was, it did not subscribe to any belief system. Bharata means bhava, raga and thala. Bhava means the experience of life. See, only what you have experienced you know, rest is all imagination, it doesn't mean anything. Bhava is very important. Bhava does not mean just emotion, it's what you experience. So bhava is experience. Raga is the tune, that's not yours. That creation is setting the tune. Thala is the rhythm that you have to find. If you find the rhythm, then your life is a dance. If you don't find the rhythm, it'll crush you, the same life. This is the experience of people. Those who have found the rhythm, they will feel that life is a beautiful dance. Those who have not found the rhythm, see, you try to dance and you don't find the rhythm, you will be falling all over the place. This is what is happening with life. So bharata meant this, that we understood unless we find the rhythm, the tune is not ours, Creator has set the tune. If we find the rhythm, our experience of life will be fantastic. So this is bharata. Seeking to find this is the way of life. There is no belief system, there is no one superpower up there who will manage everything for you. You have to manage your own life. This is the only culture which told you, your life is your karma, that means your life is your making. This empowerment to a human being, seeing that it doesn't matter whether it's an ant or an insect or a leaf or a flower or a human being, we are just a small piece of creation. This small piece of creation grows from within. So obviously the source of creation is invested in us. If you want to experience anything, you have to turn inward. There is simply no other way. Wherever this awareness came, this is Bharat or Bharata or Bharatam, as we would call it in South. Now, this is also the reason today why we are talking about Save Soil, because human beings have become like this classical potato farmer. You heard of him? You heard of the potato farmer?
I've heard of potato
No,
farmers.
my potato farmer. No. There was a potato farmer. Can I tell you a story, all of you? Hello? If I want to tell a story, when I say once upon a time, you must say, ha. Otherwise, how to tell a story? How to tell a story to such a person? Once upon a time. There was a potato farmer. Hey, you can't do aha to everything, appropriate noises you must make. I only gave you one cue. So in the cinema, if he dances, you will clap. Suppose in the cinema he dies, you'll clap, is it? Come on, there are different things to do. Cinema is just a story, all right? And one day he wanted to eat mangoes. Oh. Okay. There was a potato farmer, one day he wanted to eat mangoes, so he started searching where is a mango tree. Then he found a mango tree. But out of sheer habit, being a potato farmer, he started digging for mangoes in the earth. After digging, when he did not find any mangoes, he became furious and started digging furiously. After some time, the tree came down upon him. This is the story of humanity right now. In pursuit of human happiness, see, this damage to the soil, nearly 50% of the world's topsoil is gone in the last 100 years. This has not happened because there is some evil force sitting up there and thinking how to destroy this planet. Nobody is wanting to destroy this planet. No devil up there, no industry down here, no human being anywhere, no politician, nobody wants to destroy this planet. It is in pursuit of our happiness and well-being, this is happening. If you have ever been happy, have you? Oh, I saw 13 people have been happy. In Kurnool, only 13 people have been happy?
I was happy as a child,
Not now.
trying to be, but I don't want the tree to fall on me.
No, you have been happy, right? You have also been unhappy. Whenever it happened, either joy or misery, it happened within you or happened here? Happened within you. Pain and pleasure happened within you. Agony and ecstasy happened within you. Any human experience only happened within you. Right now, those of you out there, can you see me at least even if you're not listening? Use one hand and point out where I am. Point out where I am. Ah, you got it all wrong. You know I am a mystic from southern India. This light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story. Where do you see me now? Within yourself. Where do you hear me right now? Within yourself. Where have you seen the whole world? Within yourself. You have not seen or known anything within, outside of yourself. It has only happened within you. Pain and pleasure, joy and misery, agony and ecstasy, light and darkness right now is happening only within you. So if at all, if any human experience has to happen, it has to happen within you. What has to happen within you? Should you fix it by turning inward or digging up the planet? No Amazon. Hello? In pursuit of happiness, Amazon. They're not getting it. No Amazon, is it here? You get it.
I'm starting to see it. But I'd like to come and sit with you a lot longer.
Now, in pursuit of happiness, instead of turning inward, when we start digging the world, it is the same thing. To eat mangoes, you start digging the ground, the tree will come down upon you. That's all that is happening, all in pursuit of happiness. If you do not understand, human experience is manufactured within you. If you understood this is manufactured within you, you would make this the way you want. Right now, you're trying to squeeze it from the planet. All that's happening is planet is getting destroyed. Are human beings any happier than what they were 100 years ago? They're not saying anything.
I, in this moment, genuinely feel happy to have met you.
No.
So…
This is the problem. So now if I go away, you will be unhappy. This is not good. See, because I got this, I was happy. Because I met this person, I was happy. Because this happened, I was happy. That happened, I was happy. This is the problem of the potato farmer. Now, you must understand, I can teach you a simple way. This is called inner engineering. That you engineer yourself in such a way that you have a chemistry of blissfulness. Whatever may be happening, this is blissful. You must do this. If you want to save this planet, you must do this, because somebody was telling me, I don't know, some million light years away, it seems there are 300 planets exactly like Earth with the same kind of atmosphere, some of them 10 times bigger than this planet and all this. They said, we must go and find it. I said, best of luck. You can go because it'll take a few million light years, not years. But I told them, see, that you think that is a solution, it is not. As long as people are in pursuit of happiness, if you give these 8 billion people 8 billion planets, in 100 years' time they will destroy it. Because they are in pursuit of happiness. If you do not know how to be joyful by your own nature, then you will destroy everything around you, maybe with best intentions. That's a problem. At least with evil intentions, if you destroy something, it's okay. With good intention, you're destroying everything. This is the silliest thing to do, dumbest thing to do. That's why I said, your smart friend, you know your smart friend? No, I'm not talking about your neighbor, nor your wife or your husband. Your smart friend in your pocket, your phone, show him. Your smart friend, you must use him to do something smart, to turn the world around, because this is the very first time in the history of humanity that we can sit here and talk to the whole world. You can sit at home and talk to the whole world. Many great beings have come. When they spoke, even 10 people could not hear them. Here, you can sit at home and talk to the world because you have a very smart friend in your pocket. If you use this smart friend properly, we can definitely transform this situation. You don't have to go and fix the agricultural land. Right policies must happen. The right policies means we have made these policy documents. We will give it to your agriculture minister, I'm sorry, I forgot to give this. We made these kind of documents for 193 nations, unique documents based on the latitudinal position, soil type, economic conditions and the agricultural traditions of that nation. We made 193 documents like this. It took over 2 years of work with top scientists to do this. So we are also presenting one to your agriculture minister. I think we have already given one to your chief minister, I'm not sure, Swami, did we? Swami, did we give this? We did not give, okay, I'm sorry. So, this is not a policy document, this is a policy handbook. It is a technical document which the government can use to make their own policy, because the economic policy is the business of the elected government, it's not my business to do that. But this will eliminate one step for them so that it is sooner. Because this would take a long time to put together. This is a technical handbook prepared by top scientists in the world, so that the government need not go through that works, they can just work on the economic policy as to how to make this happen. We will offer this to your minister. So this is the way forward right now, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Sadhguru. I would like to publicly declare that whatever I can do and all of us can do to help take the Save Soil movement forward, we would love to help. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adivi Sesh.